Ale and beards, ale and beards, that's what dwarves are all about. The Dwarves of Khazad-dûm are one of the most iconic races in Warcraft. Being the first race you see in the opening cinematic, they hold a place in many a fan's heart. They also play a major role in the shaping of the World of Warcraft we know today. Overcoming their vertical limitations, they have provided some of the most exciting stories the game has to offer, and I am here to deliver what I think are the 5 most important. So sit back, grab a skin of Dwarven Stout, and we shall begin at number 5. Hemet Nezam is the infamous Dwarven hunter with an insatiable lust to kill animals. Located on every continent, his hunting escapades have cleaned out some of the most populous animal reserves. Players originally found him in Stranglethorn Vale, where he sets you on task to test your big game hunting skills. He is found again in Nagrand, along with his motley crew, where their plane has crashed. Once again, he asks you to kill the biggest, baddest beasts in the zone. In Northrend, he is found in Sholazar Basin, next to his crashed boat. I think it's pretty safe to say he isn't the best driver. Here he once again sets it upon you to test yourself against the most ferocious beasts in the land. His notoriety has spread far and wide, and the animal rights group Data, or Druids for the Ethical and Humane Treatment of Animals, have set about stopping him, offering a bounty for his head. Hemet even made the transition to Pandaria, where you can find him and his son lurking on the southern cliffs in the Valley of the Four Winds. I was very surprised that he didn't set you off to go and kill 30 Pandarin for a panda fur rug. Instead, you help him rescue his son from the beast of Torjari Pit. In Warlords, you find a very disgruntled Nezam sat behind Halvala. If you talk to him, he tells you of a lack of big game hunting, and you see him shooting drunkenly, often throwing sticks of dynamite into the wind. What a crazy guy. Rumour has it, Nezam is going to show up on the Broken Isles, so someone should probably go and warn the local wildlife. Dagran Tharazan was the leader of the Dark Iron clan. He ruled Blackrock Mountain with a combination of charisma, sorcery, and iron will. He was blessed with the magical might, being the son of Sorcerer Thane Tharazan, who was defeated in the War of the Three Hammers. As with all Dark Iron dwarves, he was a servant of Ragnaros, the Fire Lord. After kidnapping King Magni's daughter, Moira, Dagran treated her with respect and kindness due to her position as princess. She fell in love with him, and the two were married. Moira later became pregnant with his son, Fenran Tharazan. The Emperor's Dark Iron dwarves swarm the depths of Blackrock Mountain and have also been seen in the Searing Gorge to the north and the Burning Steppes to the south. He has also sent emissaries to the self-proclaimed King of Gnomeregan, Seco Thermoplug. In the novel The Shattering, King Magni Bronzebeard sent a team to kill Emperor Tharazan and retrieve his wife, Moira. It was here that she told King Magni that she was pregnant, and that one day her son Fenran, a Dark Iron dwarf, would rule Ironforge. Dagran Tharazan is technically dead in the lore, but if you go to Blackrock Depths, you can still see him ruling with an iron fist. Magni Bronzebeard was the eldest of the 3 Bronzebeard brothers. This therefore meant he was next in line to be king of the dwarves. Magni loved his brothers deeply, and the 3 were very close. After the apparent death of his brother, Muradin, Prince Arthas Menethil sent a letter to Magni stating that Muradin was slain by undead, but thanks to his sacrifice, Arthas was able to obtain Frostmourne and would be returning to Lordaeron shortly. Eventually, Magni learned the truth, that Arthas himself was responsible for Muradin's death. After Muradin's apparent death, High Inquisitor Fairbanks and Alexandros Morgraine visited King Magni. To avenge Muradin, Magni forged the Ashbringer to oppose Frostmourne. King Magni never believed the stories that master dwarven blacksmiths could infuse emotions into the weapons they forge, Yet when he found himself thinking of how he would not see Muradin again, he harnessed all of his rage, fury, the desire for vengeance, and willed them into being with each strike of his hammer. He gave the blade to Morgraine, which later found a wielder in Tyrion Fordring, and was used in the defeat of the Lich King, revenging Muradin. The elemental unrest prior to the cataclysm deeply troubled King Magni. In an attempt to better understand the unease of the earth, Magni performed a rite to make him one with the earth. It succeeded in a fashion. The tablets of Ulduar used in the ritual were cursed, and Magni was turned into diamond, indeed becoming one with the earth. Although a funeral was held for the monarch, his ultimate fate is still unknown. Brann Bronzebeard is one of the greatest explorers to ever wander Azeroth. He is recognised and welcomed across the world. The warm, courageous dwarf has made friends and acquaintances in nearly every charted land, having spent many years mapping out the remote corners and hidden nooks of the world for his beloved Explorers Guild. After his initial journeys, he continued his travels around the world, returning to areas he had previously explored in order to interview members of various races of the world for a book he was considering writing. He put together some of his notes on the history and culture of each of the Alliance and Horde races, as well as those of independent races. Around that time, he began to hear rumours of the Twilight's Hammer cult, waiting for Cthulhu to rise behind the Scarab Wall in the ancient city of Ahn'Qiraj. Brann went back to the southwesternmost wastes of Silithus to investigate those rumours. He set up camp with an expedition in southern Silithus in order to find a way past the Scarab Wall. He discovered a Silithid tunnel leading into the ancient city. Unfortunately, most of his expedition had been killed by the various denizens of the corrupted city, but he managed to escape, and continued writing notes for his book. By that time, the Bronze Dragonflight had helped a group of adventurers reconstruct the Scepter of the Shifting Sands, and the gates of Ahn'Qiraj had been opened. Upon the march of Northrend, Brann led an army of troops and tanks into Ulduar, an ancient Titan prison, in an effort to discover its secrets, but was driven out by Cologarn as the only survivor of the expedition. Making his way to Dalaran to deliver his reports to Ronin and Jaina, Brann kept referring to a malevolent presence he felt within the ancient prison, the presence of the unchained Yogg-Saron. Brann led a second assault against Ulduar, and helped a band of heroes defeat Yogg-Saron. It is therefore because of Brann's discovery Yogg-Saron's corruption could spread no further. During the Second War, Muradin served as the emissary between Lordaeron and Khaz-Modan. During that time he became close to the royal family and befriended a young Prince Arthas. As Arthas grew up, Muradin took it upon himself to teach the prince all he knew about fighting. Muradin became his teacher and his friend, and the two were very close. Muradin was also one of the founding members of the Explorers Guild, and whilst travelling, he visited Northrend and became fascinated with the icy wasteland. It was during one expedition to Northrend in search of the runeblade Frostmourne that Muradin met Arthas again. In his hunt to destroy the Dreadlord Mal'Ganis, Arthas made Muradin lead him to Frostmourne. Muradin was concerned by the change he saw in his friend, but Arthas refused to listen to him. Muradin became the first victim of Frostmourne when the ice imprisoning it impaled him, after Arthas took the blade for his own. However, unknown to everyone, Muradin survived, being left to die by his old student. Deeply wounded and at a loss to where he was, having suffered amnesia, he wandered out into the wastes of Dragonblight. He was eventually found by a group of Frostborn dwarves. These dwarves were on their way home to Frosthold after a trek across the Dragonblight. Not about to let their newfound kin freeze, they took him with them. A short time later, they came under attack by a Jawmonger. Muradin slayed the worm single-handedly and saved the dwarves, and so they took him in and gave him the name Yorg Stormheart after a legendary Frostborn warrior. Eventually, Muradin became king of the Frostborn. he pledged the Frostborn support to the Alliance when they started venturing into Northrend to kill the Lich King. Later, Muradin was reunited with both Brann and Magni, and recalled his lost memories. He then left the Frost Dwarves to hunt down Arthas, being succeeded by Velog Icebellow as the chief of the Frostborn. Muradin commanded the gunship Skybreaker during the gunship battle in Icecrown Citadel, determined to bring his former student to justice for all that he had done.
I dunno who you think you are, mister, but I got a score to settle with Arthas, and you're not getting in me way.
Well, there we have it guys, my top 5 most important dwarves in the World of Warcraft. If you would like to see more videos like this, check out the playlist or click the link in the description below. I love to hear what you guys have to say about my content, so please leave a comment letting me know which race you'd like me to do next. I'm working on some stuff at the moment that I'm so excited to bring you, so remember to follow me on Twitter and hit that subscribe button to get it when it comes. Thank you very much everyone, and have a great day.